Hi guys, welcome to the workshop. This is just to let you know I can't make it to Maker Central 2019. I went to 2018 and I enjoyed it greatly. I'm sure you'll have a great time if you're going. If you're watching this after you've been, I'm sure you would have had a great time. Anyway, so Dan from Taylors Mirfield is having a raffle and all the proceeds are going to go to Blind Veterans UK and Pens for Heroes. So he's asked the community if we'd like to make some pens or provide some blanks or things for the raffle. So what I've done is I've turned a few pens. I've turned 5 pens and I'm going to have 5 videos. So whoever's lucky enough to win one of those pens can watch the pen being made. I've got 5 pens in total that I'm giving to Dan for the raffle. I've got an Omega pen, 2 Epsilons and 2 Zeta pens. A couple with wood and 3 with blanks that I made myself as well. So in this one, I'm going to be turning a custom blank and I'm going to be turning it into a Taylors Mirfield Epsilon pen. Here's the finished pen. So if you watch this video, you'll see this one being turned fully. And at the end, I'll give you some close-ups of the pen. Let's crack on and make this pen. Let's zoom in and have a look at the blank. Oh, look at that. Right, so what I did here, I've got some pink, some orange, and some, I don't know what it was, white mica, I think it was. So we'll get the brass tube out. And what we need to do is cut this blank to left on the miter saw. So let's zoom in, we'll mark it up and then we'll head over there. We want to cut a bit off the end there. We want to leave a couple of millimeters either end. So we'll mark that up like so. Let's head over to the miter saw and we can cut it up. Let's head over to the pillar drill and we can drill the hole in the middle. Put that in there. First thing we need to do, put the blank in the vise. And we need to plumb that up, make it nice and plumb. Okay, ready to drill. We drilled the hole in there. Let's head over to the bench and we can glue the brass tube in there. Yeah. First we need to do is just sand the brass tube. But let's get a bit of sandpaper and just rough up the tube. Helps the glue adhere. Okay, we've roughed that up. Now what we need to do is glue this up. We're using Gorilla PU glue to glue this in there. That takes a few hours to cure. What we'll do is we'll leave it overnight and we'll come back in the morning to turn this. That makes sure it's got a really good bond. Just put a bead around the end. Like so. Spread it out a little bit. I'll put a bit too much on there. Whoops. Get the blank, go in the end, rotate it and slide it in and out. Give it a good old turn, good old twist. And then what you can do is if you look down the middle, you can see if it's covered in glue, which it is. We'll get the other end. We'll put a bit more of a bead around there where I was holding it previously with my fingers. Okay. Other end of the blank this time, going in. Again, twisting it fully. Pushing it in and out and just checking we've got good glue coverage. Just rotate it, there was a bit that wasn't covered, just move it in and out. Yep, fully covered. Push the tube in now, push it all the way in, wipe off any excess glue off the end. We want to push the tube so it's equidistant from either end because we'll trim that down later. And what I do is I get a cotton bud and I just go in there and make sure that if any glue got on the inside of that brass tube, we're just wiping it out. There we go. Lovely. So, like I said, we're going to leave that overnight to glue. We'll come back in the morning and then we'll turn it. So it's the morning now, the glue's dried on this brass tube and it's in there nice and firm. What we need to do is trim the ends of the barrel. So for that we're going to use a hand drill, electric drill, with a barrel trimming bit. Stick it in the end and trim. And what you need to do is just trim until you see, just see the brass tube. You don't want to take off too much because obviously it's quite critical for the length of the pen. Okay, so there's one. Let's do the other end. There we go. There you go. You can see the brass tube there, and the other end again. There's the brass tube there. And it's trimmed off the excess resin. So what we do now is we head over to the lathe and we can get turning. So now what we need to do is get the Taylors Mirfield Epsilon bushes. You get 2 bushes, one in either end. Put one in one end, one in the other end. This one's got a slight, don't know what you would call it. It's got a slight thing on it. So let's put it in the lathe, get it mounted onto the mandrel. So it's on the pen mandrel. There we go. We get our roughing gouge, they're still sharp. So let's zoom you in and then you can have a look at me turning this pen. My tool rest, yeah, tool rest is about right. I'm short. Okay, let's turn the lathe on. Top speed, let's get turning. Okay, so we're getting relatively close, and what I've noticed is my roughing gouge needs a bit of a sharpen, so let's head over to the linisher and give it a quick sharpen. Nice and sharp again. Put on a standing speed, we'll slow the lathe down. Oh. Start with 240 grit. Give that a quick sound. Yep. And I'll go with the grain. Well, there's no grain on it, but go lengthwise. It's just I find if you alternate the scratch patterns, you can tell when you've got a really good finish. This blank's looking really nice, actually. We've just dry sanded from 240, 320, 400, 600, 800. Now we do wet sanding 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. We just did the wet sand 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 Mirka Abralon with a bit of wetness on it. Next thing to do is get the polishing paste out, so let's get on with those. First one we're starting with is a, can you see that? Let's focus in on my sanding stuff. So I use a raw 610 extreme cut first. Let's get on with that one. So I've got a bit of a microfiber cloth here. I'll just apply a bit of paste to that. There we go, not a lot. Now I know this isn't a safety cloth, but I'm going to cup it in my hands, and if it does get caught, which it won't unless I do something stupid, it'll just pull it out of my hands. So again, we're on the sanding speed, and we just apply a bit of paste each time, pushing the cloth onto it. This is the, like I say, the raw 610 extreme cut. I've used lots of polishing paste in the past because on my river tables that I make, and my resin, so on my resin, I use a lot of these different pastes on my resin tables, and I've been through lots of different pastes, 3Ms, Festols, Mirkas, and I spoke to a car bodily specialist, and these are what he recommended. And do you know what? I've had the best finish come from this raw 610 extreme cut. So just keep applying that until it's all gone. Bit of the dry cloth there, just to dry off any of the excess of the other one. Now we're going to move on to the 3M Extra Fine Plus. Come out. I'm not wrapping this cloth around my fingers in any way, shape or form. People advise to use safety cloth, and I would too, but I'm happy doing this. Been doing it for a long time and I have no problems. Okay, that's that one. And then finally, I go for the 3M anti-hologram. So I'm doing the polishing in real time. So this is how long it takes me to make an acrylic pen. Okay, there we go. Find a dry bit of cloth and just give that a quick final buff and take any extra paste off. Whoa, that's looking good. So let's take it off the lathe. Oh yeah. There we go. We've turned down now the pen tube. That is looking awesome. I am so happy with that. I hope you are too. So the next thing to do is get the pen kit, the Taylors Mirfiled Epsilon pen kit, and let's put it together. Let's get the bits out, pull it together. The good thing about these ones is all the parts that can scratch and would scratch actually come in little plastic bags. Now, they can be annoying to get out of the bags, but at least all the parts aren't scratched. There's all the parts laid out. Okay, we're going to start with the brass ferrule insert on the end where the nib goes in, and we'll press that in with my arbor press. Not a fan of this arbor press. Really want a pen press, but when I first started turning, I didn't know about pen presses. I saw someone use an arbor press, and that's what I ended up using. So we've put that part in there, the brass ferrule. We'll take the bit, the band at the top, and the clip. We'll put those together, and then we will press that into the pen. Push that in and press it in. There we go. I think that's looking good. So there we go, we've got the clip on it. Next we can screw the mechanism in. We can push the cap on. We can then get the standard Parker refill. Push that in there. Screw the nib on. So this is how you change the ink on this pen. You unscrew and screw, unscrew and screw the nib on, and there we have it. And there we have it. One Taylors Mirfiled Epsilon kit with a custom blank made by myself. And congratulations to the winner. Here's your pen. I hope you enjoyed watching it being made, and I hope you enjoy using it. I enjoyed making it for you, so congratulations. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.